Today we'll try to complete fourth and fifth verse. Okay, we'll start with the Mangalacharana prayers. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavadustam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Samrupakatamayam Dadati Swatadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Vandeham Namo Vishnupadaya Vishnukrishnaaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Mati Namane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shamavadi Shakti Doshacharini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradane Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Krishna Namaha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Krishna Krishna Karantaya Tatantana Namaste Kancana Gaurani Varate Vrindavan Shadami Sate Devi Pranamani Haritri Mancha Kalpata Rupyashta Prasindhya Chamitama Paramudya Ashwadhyani Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurabandhavana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama We'll do Shweta recitation. You can repeat along with me. You need not, can be muted and repeat along with me. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Sishyate Ishavashamidam Sarvam Kincha Jagadyam Jagat Yena Tyaktena Bhunjita Vritapashya Suddhanam. Okay, so in the last two classes, we studied the first verse of Ishopanishad, which describes the Ishavasya principle. And the second verse tells about the benefits. That is, one will not get entangled by the material energy, and one will not be entangled by the material energy. That is the benefit. And the third verse tells that if one does not do that, then one will descend to the lower worlds, which can even be hellish planets. So the fourth and fifth verse, it has described about Isha, means the Supreme Lord. So now these two describe about the Isha, means who is that God, who is that Supreme Lord. So that is what. Today, who will want to read? Can anyone raise hand? Okay, any new?
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Anil Pro, you can read.
Yeah. Anejadekam.
No. I'll repeat. I'll start. You can repeat. Okay. Anejadamekam manaso javiyo.
Anejadekam mansojaviyo.
Naina deva apnuvan purvamarshat.
Naina deva apurva purvamarsha.
Tadbhavatonyam atyeti tishtat.
Tadhavatonya ame neoti tishtat.
Tasmin apo matarishva dadati.
Tasmin prato matarita dadhati.
So the translation is, although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him, although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. So here there are two contradictions described, how the Lord has two contradictions. And so the purport Prabhupada resolves it and explains those contradictions, how Lord resolves those contradictions. So first of all, these kind of verses are a common place in Upanishads and all. So first maybe you can think about it, like what is the use of these verses? Why, like, if you see the verse, it is telling, something cryptic it is telling. It's not telling directly, like, if you see a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Param Brahma, Parandama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam Ajam Divyam. It's very direct. But these verses, they are very indirect and all. So maybe you can think for 1-2 minutes and tell me, like, what is the use of these verses? What do you think are the use of these verses? Why these kind of verses are there? Because if we appreciate these type of verses, then we'll have interest in them. Otherwise, we'll think, why are like these verses are there? We may not show interest.
Prabhuji, can I say?
No, wait for some time. 1-2 minutes we will wait, then we'll take it. Okay. Okay, Yashras, bro, you can tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
My voice-
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, Prabhuji, actually there is some network issue.
Okay.
Yes, is it clear?
Now it's better.
Yeah.
Maybe you can type. It's not clear. Sorry, it's not clear. Maybe you can type what you want to say in chat. Okay.
Shall I say, Prabhuji, something?
Yes, bro. You can continue. Yes, yes.
Vaikuntha Bihari Das.
Yes, yes, yes.
Here, the Prabhupada wants to clear that the Lord is Supreme Personality of Godhead and He is having the supreme control of everything. Like demigods, they cannot control our mind.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I
Yeah.
will say one thing.
Yeah.
I think this kind of giving reason of giving this kind of sloks is mainly in
Hmm.
today's world, everybody is saying that I am God and people are blindly following. If the people will refer these kind of these shlokas and then they can understand that they should not get misguided, and the definition of God, if if somebody is claiming, then he is not qualifying in this criteria, and the people should not get misguided.
Yeah.
This is one use for the mankind.
See, thing is, I'm saying specifically these kind of verses. See, what this verse is saying, he's fixed in his abode, but he is no swifter than mind, which means somebody is staying at one place, but he's traveling faster than mind. See, this is showing what? It's showing a contradiction. So why God is being described in terms of like these contradictions? That is the question. See, this verse also is describing about God. So what is like the difference between this verse and this verse? Miss, that is the question. Okay, Soni Mataji, you want to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
So Prabhuji, what I understood is that uh, we humans or we material people, we exist in three modes of nature. So
Okay.
because of that, we have different thinkings, and
Hmm.
God's definition has to fix in each and every mind. I mean mentality.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
He is one,
Hmm.
but His definition of being God should be
Hmm.
satisfying each and every being. So because of that, all the contradictions, all the dualities, all the chances of giving theories that no, this cannot be God or this can be God has to be satisfied. I think that is the reason why everything is
Okay. Okay. ठीक है,
written.
fine. It is somewhat near. Okay, Shrikant, bro, you can tell.
So you'll try.
Yeah.
Because we want to show that Lord is beyond all contradictions.
Yeah,
Not
that's good.
not within the realm of time and space.
Uh,
But we are within the space. We feel if I am at one place, I cannot be at other place. He's beyond the realm of time and space.
ठीक है, good. ठीक है, thank you. I think this is little
Can I say
difficult.
one line, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can try.
Uh, such kinds of verses, they are explaining that the Lord is a supreme creator, maintainer, and destroyer.
Okay, ठीक है, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
I'll tell that. This is a little technical question as such. See, first is these kind of verses evoke curiosity in a person. When whenever some contradiction is described, then people will immediately saying how this contradiction is able to exist, how it is getting resolved. That is what. See, suppose if you say smartphone is a mobile device that combines the functionality of a traditional mobile phone with advanced computing capabilities. People will this kind of definition will not evoke so much interest. But if you just write like this, no, smartphone equal to laptop plus camera plus phone. No, then this kind of thing will evoke interest. Oh, how it is doing it? How can a small device have all these functionalities? So thing is, it evokes interest. Maybe, yeah, the translation also is showing contradiction. And they are thought-provoking also, because this is an open-ended definition, which means what? You're not saying God is like this, like this, like this, like this. God is able to resolve these contradictions. Then one will think, one will want to think, okay, how God is resolving these contradictions. They will want to think. Like generally these Upanishads, students of Upanishads are generally Jnana Yogis, means no, they are very intellectuals. So their main purpose, their one of their main sadhana is to study scriptures. So they like to study, analyze each scripture, from different angles and all these things and question each statement of scripture like this. So for them, these kind of verses are like they are like a food for the mind for them. They will be attracted to this kind of verses. So their main focus is scripture. It is said like Vedanta Vakyesha Sada Ramanta Kopinavanta Kalu Bhagyavanta. This is mainly said for those Jnana Yogi sannyasis. So, and when these kind of contradictions, very complex things, so then the intellect will be hooked to that. So they will be always thinking on that verse. Okay, how it happens. See, we may, because we have already read our philosophy, we already know our philosophy, and we might have already read Prabhupada speaking on these things, so we know these answers. But just imagine somebody just seeing the verse. They have not seen the commentary and all. So for them, this verse will really inspire, will really trigger so much thought process. So that's why these kind of verses are there. And also relevance. If you see Jnana Yogis, they are focused on the material world, means getting out of material world. So that's why they cannot directly appreciate the beauty, description of beauty, pastimes of Bhagavan, which are like the Bhagavatam verses and all. So they need to have like this. Means they need to, they'll be more, they can relate with the descriptions of Lord in terms of the world. Although fixed in his abode, he's swifter than mind. These are like, you're describing the Lord in terms of the world. Even a worldly person also can relate to this. So these are the reasons why these kind of verses are there. I hope at least some of you can able to make sense of it. Okay. Now, someone may ask question like, no, what is the use of us devotees? Because devotees, we are happy with these kind of verses, direct verses, no? That we already accept the Lord is absolute truth. So, what is the use of these verses? Yeah, so these kind of verses will help us understand a little bit about how Jnana Yoga means, the process of Jnana Yoga. It's very intellectual, very complex. So we can understand how we can appreciate Bhakti Yoga, how Bhakti Yoga is simpler than Jnana Yoga. And also there will be some devotees who have some who have these kind of personalities, like some serious intellectual needs they may have. They want to read something complex and like that. So if you see, most of the IT engineers, very few will be really, interested in coding and they enjoy coding. Many IT industries, many people may join IT industry because it gives good salary and all. But very few will be, really into coding. They like to go on coding for hours and hours. So there will be some people who like to, handle complex things and all. So for them, and they may come even to devotional service. So for them also, these kind of verses they may like these verses and they want to read devotional commentaries on these verses. Even within devotional, even our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas also have written some verses like this. So this is a verse written by Rupa Goswami. Ninno, nanno, nannam, noonam. So this is a very tricky verse, but it has a very good meaning. So like these verses, our Vaishnavacharyas also wrote, but there are Upanishadic verses. And knowing these kind of verses, meanings, if you describe Krishna in terms of these verses, then those who are into very Vedic philosophy and all, like Mayavadis or Advaitins or Nyaya philosophers, they can relate and will be willing to talk with us. Yeah. Otherwise, they may see bhaktas as sentimental people and all. Yeah. So this is a small background for these kind of verses. There will be some more verses coming also. So just to appreciate those kind of verses. Okay. Anil Prabhu, you can read the permit.
Yeah, Prabhu. Through mental speculation, even the greatest philosopher cannot know the Supreme Lord, who is the absolute personality of Godhead. He can be known only by his devotees through his mercy. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that even if a non-devotee philosopher travels through space at the speed of wind or the mind for hundreds of millions of years, he will still find that the absolute truth is far, far away from him. The Brahma Samhita 5.37 further describes that the absolute personality of God has his transactional abode known as Goloka, transcendental abode known as Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes, yet by his inconceivable potencies he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. In the Vishnu Purana, his potencies are compared to the heat and light that emanate through from a fire. Although situated in one place, a fire can distribute its light and heat for some distance. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixed in his transcendental abode, can diffuse his differential energies everywhere.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So the first contradiction is Anejadamekam manaso javiyo naina deva apnuvan purvamarsa. Means although fixed is about the personality of Godhead is swifter than mind and can overcome all others running. Here, all the others running means all others who are trying to understand the Lord. That is what our Acharyas explained as. They're running means they are running in their mind to understand the Lord, but the Lord can supersede them. Means Lord can defeat them and they cannot approach the Lord. Yeah, basically it means that although Lord is situated in one place, still it is difficult to understand him. So generally in our observation, if you see if something is fixed, it is no easy to know. Like if you want to take a picture, if the child of a picture of a child, if the child is sitting somewhere peacefully, calmly, then it is very easy to take picture. But if the child is very naughty and frolicking from one place to another, then it becomes very difficult to take picture of it. So even if you say, like, let's say somebody wants to meet some senior devotee. Generally, if the devotees are very busy, they are traveling and all, then it's very difficult to meet them. But if they are situated in one place, so then it becomes easy, to meet them and to ask questions to them and all. So in general, our observation is if something is fixed in one place, then it becomes easy to know. But how come that Lord, though fixed in one place, it's difficult to know about it? So that's what, yeah, this Brahma Samhita verse, what Prabhupada is referring is this. Pantasta koti shatavatsra sampragamyo vayo ratapi manaso munipungavaanam. Sopyasti yat prapadi simni abichintya tattve Govindamadi Purusham tamham bhajam. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the Gyanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years. Yeah, means only the Gyanis, they are only able to understand at most Brahman, means which is the tip of the toe of the Krishna, of the Bhagwan feature, of the Bhagwan. So that's why it is very difficult to understand the Lord. So that's what this verse is saying. Then another verse is Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayabanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktam. So here it is saying that it is easy to understand Lord is inaccessible to the Vedas, but he is obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul. So for those who are trying to understand Lord through Vedas, it's very difficult. But for devotees, it is easy to understand. So as we have studied while studying the introduction, so we see Anuman Praman can at most point to the existence of Bhagavan. Means, logically, we can try to understand that we are all persons. So the source of us, or the one who created us, must also have a personal feature. So that much through logic we can try to understand it. But we cannot prove it just by logic. Somebody has to experience it, or we should have some Shabda Praman which confirms the existence of Bhagavan. Right? And also through logic, we cannot give further details of Bhagavan. Okay, how does he look? What does he do? All these things we cannot figure out through logic, just by logic. So that way, through mental speculation or no, through trying to intellectually try to understand or find God, it is difficult. You cannot find God. Bro, you can read this paragraph.
Yes, bro. Although the energies are innumerable, they can be divided into three principal categories: the internal potency, the marginal potency, and the external potency. There are hundreds and millions of uh, subheadings to each of these potencies. The dominating demigod
Demigods.
dominating demigods who are empowered to control and administrate such uh, natural phenomena as air, light, and rain are are all classified within the marginal potency of the absolute person. Lesser living beings, including humans, are belong to the Lord's marginal potency. The material world is the creation of the Lord's external potency, and the spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is situated, is the manifestation of His internal potency.
Okay, thank you.
प्रभु जी डाउन लेना पड़ेगा.
नहीं हो गया, अभी मेरा नोट्स है. So this paragraph talks about the Lord's different energies. न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते न तत् समश्चापि अभ्यधिकश्च दृश्यते परास्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च. So this is a verse from Shveta Upanishad. So this tells that Parasya Shaktir Vivideva Shveta. So the Lord has innumerable energies. So if you see, let's say let's take example of an owner of a factory. So he has different energies in form of like CCTV cameras. He has money. He has lot of turnover and all, and he has his phone. Or he has his own, under him many management is there. So through CCTV cameras, he can be always aware of what is going on in the factory, where what is going on, whether the employees are doing the work properly or not. All these things he can know. And through money, he can control the employees. If some employees are doing work well, he can give them more salary, he can give increment. If they are not doing well, then he can decrease their salary. All these things, through that he can control the people. And through phone, or he has his own man under people who are people under him. Through them, he can anytime he can approach to any worker and talk to him and ask him questions, question him or inquire about him, etc. So that way, similarly, Lord has his own energies through which he can be omniscience, means he can always be present everywhere. He can understand what is going on where. And he is omnipotent. He can control anything. Like there are demigods who control the different elements of the elements like water, rain. All these are controlled by demigods. So Lord is controlling all this through demigods. And omnipresence, like Lord, wherever he wants, he can be present. So that way, Lord has his own energies, and through that he controls. He's always conscious of what is going on in the universe. He controls different things in the universe. And whenever something is not going as per the desire of the Lord or as per the laws of God, then he can come. He can easily go there and set things straight. That way. Yeah. So the main energies of Lord are like this is one of the main ways of classifying the energies, but there are different ways. So the three are internal potency, marginal potency, and external potency. External potency is the Maya Shakti, which consists of the Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kammano, Buddhirivacha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego, and the time factor, etc. And marginal potency, as Prabhupada explained in the paragraph, that it consists of the jivas, the living beings, and the demigods, etc. So you can read this paragraph. Thus, the different energies of the Lord. Anil Prabhu, you are there?
Yeah, Prabhuji, sorry.
Yeah. You can read from
Thus
there.
Thus, the different energies of the Lord are present everywhere. Although the Lord and his energies are non-different, one should not mistake these energies for the supreme truth, nor should one wrongly consider that the Supreme Lord is distributed everywhere impersonally so that he loses his personal existence. Men are accustomed to reaching conclusions according to their capacity for understanding, but the Supreme Lord is not subject to our limited capacity for understanding. It is for this reason that the Upanishads warn us that no one can approach the Lord by his own limited potency.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. No, no, thank you. So, so men are accustomed. This is a very nice thing. Yeah. For example, if somebody is in a village, then they may not, they may at most see a duplex house, or at most they may able to see a duplex house. They may not know some no bigger houses than that. So they may think that duplex house is the best thing, or no, it is the most luxurious place in the most luxurious place. Uh, and then if they come to see some big mansion which has uh, tens of rooms, then they will be surprised that how can such a luxurious house be there. So generally that's what it is saying. Men are accustomed to reaching conclusions according to their capacity for understanding. So whatever we know, only that much we'll try to judge everything by the knowledge we have, by whatever knowledge we have, and we have very limited knowledge. So that's why uh, we do like that. But Lord is beyond that, so we should not judge Lord based on like this. So for that, Prabhupada is explaining that because Lord's energies are everywhere, and they are actually acting on behalf of the Lord. So then someone may say claim that they are only Lord. So we should not do like that. Or someone else may say that because the Lord's energies are spread all throughout, so then Lord only doesn't exist. Means Lord is fully scattered, and there is no separate existence of Lord. So like this we should not do. So mistaking the energies for supreme truth is generally Shaktas. So they worship energy as the supreme, Shakti as the supreme. And supreme truth is not like distributed everywhere impersonally. So that is Advaitavad, which they say everything is Brahman, like that. Everything has come from Brahman, you can say, but everything is Brahman, you should not say. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll read it. This is a small paragraph. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, the Lord says that not even the great rishis and suras can know him. And what to speak of the asuras for whom there is no question of understanding the ways of the Lord. This fourth mantra of Sri Upanishad very clearly suggests that the absolute truth is ultimately the absolute person. Otherwise, there would have been no need to mention so many details in support of his personal features. Yeah, Prabhupada is also explaining that because the features of the Lord means many, unless because Lord is a person, that's why these all things are being mentioned. Yeah, so the first question is that though Lord is fixed in one place, still no one can understand him. So what are the different reasons? First is our capacity of understanding is limited. Prabhupada has mentioned the point just before. So our senses and intelligence are material as well as our material, and Lord is spiritual. So we cannot understand. And even their material, they are limited. So we can only see only some certain to certain distance only we can see. So like that, everything has its own limitations. Okay. And another thing, Lord tells in Lord tells in Bhagavad Gita also that those who are deluded by the three modes, they cannot understand him. Who is above the three modes? Who is above the three modes? And how to come over the three modes? One should surrender to the Lord. So then only they can cross beyond the three modes. So Lord mentions that no, there are some people who don't surrender to him. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender to him. So those people who do not surrender to the Lord, they will be under three modes. So then they cannot understand the Lord. So this is another explanation. Yeah. We have spiritual intelligence, but we also cannot understand the Lord fully. Even devotees also, their spiritual intelligence is awakened, but they also cannot understand the Lord fully. They can only understand to some extent. Again, ultimately, Lord is inconceivable. That Lord, by his own independent desire, can reveal himself to someone or can hide himself to someone. So that is ultimately, Lord is inconceivable. So by his inconceivable energy and by his independent desire, he can either reveal himself to somebody or hide himself to somebody. Yeah, I hope this is clear. Any questions on this? Okay, there are no questions. Yeah, even if you take example of the famous people in the world, like movie stars or if they want to go to seclusion or something, then yeah, they may go to some distant in some distant country abroad. They may go to some private resort and all. Then they cannot be known, though they also may be staying in one place. People cannot know about them. So if they can do so, Lord also can do the same thing. But they can only, they'll have some, only to some extent they can do that. But somebody really wants to know, government wants to know and all, they can be easily known. But Lord, if he wants that no one should know him, he can do that. Okay, so you can take some 3 minutes and you can think about some past times where somebody trying to get to understand the Lord gets bewildered.
Prabhuji, shall I answer the question?
No, wait. 3 minutes, after 3 minutes. So then there are also pastimes where Krishna wantedly wants to hide his identity. Like for the sake of pastime, Krishna doesn't want to reveal himself. So you can think about these pastimes. You can think about some points we'll discuss after 3 minutes. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, Prabhuji. Brahma Viman Leela by Brahmaji.
Yeah.
Brahma-
Okay. Yes. That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
And Lord wanted to hide himself, so he didn't disclose.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. Yashraj Bro, can tell.
Hare Krishna. Now my voice is clear.
It's little better.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, we can see in the Kurukshetra Yuddha, the all Kurus and Duryodhana and party consider Krishna as an ordinary politician. Even they see so many pastime of Krishna, but still they don't consider Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're correct. But specifically, you can say that the pastime before Kurukshetra war, when Krishna goes as a peace messenger, Duryodhana tries to arrest Krishna. Okay. So that is more specific. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Amrita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. See, Yashoda Mata see Brahmand universe in the mouth of Krishna, but still he hide himself as a Lord.
Okay, that more comes in second, but fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, Sharad Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Indra in Govardhan Lila.
Yeah. Okay, that is also there. There, in one sense, yeah, of course, yeah, he saw Krishna. He did not see Krishna as God, but there it was like he wants to directly fight against Krishna. He is not like, yeah, that is correct. He is seeing Krishna in a materialistic sense. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
It was same.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Yes. So Brahma Mohan Lila, there is pastime where Hanumanji goes in form of a Brahmana. So then he also finds that Lord Ram is also acting like a human being, consciously acting like a human being. So then he asks why you are not revealing your true identity. Then he says, because you are also not revealing your true identity. Then also Sati testing Lord Ram, when Lord Ram he becomes very he starts crying and he becomes very grief stricken when Sita is kidnapped. Then Parvati thinks that he also is like a henpecked husband, like any henpecked husband. So then when she goes, then she understands that how Lord is not affected by it. Yeah. Okay, second question. Here in this pastime, like Krishna purposefully hide himself and came in some other form. Anyone wants to try? Okay, can tell. Okay, no good. Let me just. Okay, Amrita Mataji, you want to tell?
Yes, Prabhu. In what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
Hmm.
shows in what Angan, their footprints and again hide from Sachi Mata. Uh,
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's example is very correct. Yeah, basically, if you see, before as Nimai Pandit, no one know him as Krishna.
yeah.
So that's what. If Lord wants for the sake of his pastime, he can hide his identity and no one can know him. Yes. Okay. Let
Sometimes
me.
he is giving sign of as a Lord.
Hmm.
But,
Yeah,
he hides sometimes also.
yeah, correct. Yes. Okay. Sharanagati Mataji, you want to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Krishna came, basically Vishnu came in form of Mohini
Hmm.
during the Samudra Manthan.
Yes. That is also very correct. Thank you. Yes, Shrikant Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Vaman Dev, when he came to ask for uh, Diksha,
Yeah, yeah. Of
he,
course, here, yeah, this is fine. That is also correct. Yeah,
and
there.
in Prabhavati Lila, when he stole butter from Mother Prabhavati, he
Okay.
his identity and became the son, her son, like Chandru. I don't know if that fits here, but
Okay.
changed his identity.
Okay. 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 Yes, Raj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, I heard in one pastime
Hmm.
when Gopi is searching to the Krishna, so
Hmm.
he took the form of Vishnu and trying to
Ah.
confuse the gopis.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
he is Vishnu actually, but when Radharani comes, he have to take his original form.
Hmm.
And second one is when Kalyavan trying to chasing the Krishna,
Yeah.
and at that time Krishna took his uh, upper cloth to one devotee whose name was Muchukun.
Yeah.
So at that time Krishna hid himself to the Kalyavan.
That is in a, what you say, in normal way he has hide himself, but he has not hide his identity. But
Okay.
take care, fine, that's fine. Okay. Just, yeah, if you see Shirsha Gopinath also, that yeah, not Shirsha Gopinath, Gopalji. Sorry, Gopalji comes as a cowherd boy and appears to Madhavendra in a dream. So they, no, not that. Yeah, Madhavendra was not, he is not eating anything and he was just meditating on Krishna. Then Krishna comes and gives him the milk. So that is the last time is there. It happens at Govind Kunda. So then in the night again, that same boy comes and tells me that I'm Gopal, I'm staying in the forest. So that time Madhavendra Puri could not identify him as Krishna. So that is one thing. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Rupa Goswami to excavate Radha Govindji. So he used to search every different places, but he was not able to find. Then uh, then one cowherd boy, Krishna only comes. Govindji only used to come in the form of a cowherd boy and tells to Rupa Goswami that Govindji is there, where a cow goes every day and keeps milk in that place. So there Govindji is there. You can excavate that. And yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Pandit. No one understands that he is the Supreme Lord, or even he is as Krishna. Yeah. So from this we can understand that if Krishna wants to hide himself, he can easily hide himself by his inconceivable potencies. Okay, Anil Prabhu, can you read from here? Although the individual parts and parcels. Hare Krishna. Okay. Someone else can read?
Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, you can read.
Although the individual parts and parcels of the Lord's marginal potency have all the symptoms of the Lord Himself, they have limited spheres of activity
I
and
think
are
you can mute one of the logins. Echo is coming.
yes,
Yeah.
all the symptoms of the Lord Himself, they have limited spheres of activity and are therefore all limited. The parts and parcels are never equal to the whole, therefore, they cannot appreciate the Lord's full potency. Under the influence of material nature, foolish and ignorant living beings, who are but part and parcels of the Lord, try to conjecture about the Lord's transcendental position. Sri Ishopanishad warns of the futility of trying to establish the identity of the Lord through mental speculation. One should try to learn of the transcendence from the Lord Himself, the supreme source of Vedas, for the Lord alone has full knowledge of the transcendence. Every part,
Continue.
every part and parcel of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act according to the Lord's will. When the part and parcel living entity forgets his particular activity under the Lord's will, he is considered to be in Maya, illusion. Thus, from the very beginning, Sri Ishopanishad warns us to be very careful to play the part designated for us by the Lord. This does not mean that the individual soul has no initiative of his own. Because he is part and parcel of the Lord, he must partake of the initiative of the Lord as well. When a person properly utilizes his initiative or active nature with intelligence, understanding that everything is Lord's potency, he can revive his original consciousness, which was lost due to the association with Maya, the external energy. All power is obtained from the Lord. Therefore, each particular power must be utilized to execute the will of the Lord and not otherwise. The Lord can be known by one who has adopted such a submissive service attitude. Perfect knowledge means knowing the Lord in all his features, knowing his potencies, and knowing how these potencies work by his will. These matters are described by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishads.
Okay, thank you. So,
Prabhuji, sorry, I am traveling from Nasik sometime.
okay, no
signal is-
problem. Someone else will read, no problem. So, thank you. Yeah, so we see that, so in these paragraphs, Prabhupada is explaining the second part of the verse, where it is said that Lord is at one fixed place and is controlling everything. So in the first paragraph, Prabhupada is making point that the living beings in general are in illusion. They should learn about the Lord and get out of that illusion. So they can learn about the Lord from the Vedas. Then they should also understand that there are laws framed by the God for the sake of proper functioning of this world and also for getting out of the world. So we have discussed this in the first shloka, the Ishavasya principle. So one should do his dharma and also practice spirituality. So it's not like we don't have our free will. We have our free will, and we can choose what in the broad God laws are very broad. So in that, what kind of work you want to do and offer to God, that you can choose. Yeah. And then in the third paragraph, Prabhupada is telling what is exactly knowing Lord. Knowing Lord means knowing the Lord in all his features, which Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, and knowing his potencies. Potencies, the three energies, no? Internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy, and knowing how these potencies work by his will, like the three modes, how the three modes entangle the jivas, all these things you'll study in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So generally, somebody is staying in one place, no, they cannot control lot. They cannot control so much. Like if you see a big businessman, even if a big multinational company owner, they may have branches at different places. So he cannot always sit at the head office and control. He has to travel to other branches and see how things are working, are there any problems? And he has to also motivate his employees at working at different branches and all. So generally staying at one place, you cannot do. Like Prime Minister also, they have to travel throughout the country to motivate the people to and to see whether different projects are getting completed, all these things. But how Lord is doing that, which means Lord is same time he's giving free will to the jivas, but at the same time he's able to control everything. In one sense, Lord is making a perfect balance between centralizing things and decentralizing things. Yeah? So it's a challenge, like even in governance, leadership, also in parenting, like how much to control and how much to give them the freedom. So how much to trust and discipline. But Krishna balances perfectly because he has the supreme power. Means he can be conscious of everything, and if anything is not going the right way, he can easily control it. So that's why he could easily balance between centralization and decentralization. Yeah. If you see, even some say the current prime minister is very centralized, is a dictator, and they say the previous prime minister is very weak, is decentralized. That's why a lot of corruption is happening. But Krishna is a perfect leader. He can centralize everything, but yet also decentralize everything. Yeah. So the jivas, they don't, like demigods, they don't feel micromanaged by Krishna. They have the freedom, they have their powers and all. But if they are misusing it, like if we see in Govardhan Leela, when Indra was misusing powers, Krishna easily sets it right. So how the contradiction is being resolved? That though Lord is in one place, he's controlling everything. He does it through his energies. That is the way to resolve the contradiction. Okay, so this verse, it contains it describes the Lord by on how through describing the two contradictions that exist in the Lord, that though he is fixed in one place, no one can know him perfectly through speculation. So that is one thing. And another is, though he is fixed in one place, he is able to control everything. So for the first one, because Lord has inconceivable energies, and he does not, unless somebody is surrendered, Lord does not allow them to know about him. So that is how we resolve the first one. In the second one, Lord is able to control everything everywhere in the universe through his multifarious energies. And though he's situated in the spiritual world. Okay, any questions on this verse or anything related to it? Okay, if there is no question, then we will proceed. Okay, Shrikant, you'll repeat after me. You can repeat.
Yes.
Tadejati tannaijati,
Tad ejati tan naijati,
taddure tadvantike,
taddure tadvantike,
tad antarasya sarvasya,
tadantarasya sarvasya,
tad usarvasyasya bahyata.
tadyu sarvasyasya bhahyata.
Okay, thank you. So here, again in this verse, there are three contradictions described. So the translation is, the Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He's far away, but he's very near as well. He's within everything, and yet he's outside of everything. So we may know the answers, so that's why this verse does not appear interesting. But if somebody like who's exploring different philosophies and all, then they will be curious to know how this is happening or what does this verse mean and all. Because we know this, we have heard about these things previously, so we may not feel so much excitement or in curiosity, etc. Okay. In the first paragraph, Prabhupada explains the first contradiction. The Lord walks but does not walk. Yes, Prabhu, you can read the first paragraph.
Here is a description of some of the Supreme Lord's transcendental activities executed by his inconceivable potencies. The contradictions given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks and he does not walk. Ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say that he cannot walk. But in reference to God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such contradictions, and therefore we conceive of the Lord in the terms of our limited powers of understanding. For example, the impersonal
Yes,
for,
yes, please continue. Sorry.
for example, the impersonalist philosophers of the Mayavad school accept only the Lord's impersonal activities and reject his personal feature. But the member of the Bhagavad school, adopting the perfect conception of the Lord, accept his inconceivable potencies and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the words Supreme Lord.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. So, especially in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, our philosophy is known as Achintya Beda Abheda Tattva. So, this word Achintya, it's a very fundamental aspect of our philosophy, the inconceivability of the Lord. How the Lord is same also as and also simultaneously different from the Jiva. The Lord is same in quantity, but he is different in quality. So that way we have this different concepts like inconceivable, how Lord is different types of inconceivability regarding Lord in various aspects. So that is one of the central themes in Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So here again, Prabhupada is saying that with our limited understanding, we also try to see the Lord and judge. He is giving an example of the impersonalists. So they say that Lord is only impersonal, but because why they do that? Because they think that whatever is personal, it causes misery and it has limitation. So how to answer it? Like if somebody is a person, then he has to have limitation. We see in the world. So the Mayavadis say impose the same thing on the Lord, but they don't know that Lord is spiritual person. He is not a material person. So spiritual personality will not have limitation. A material personality may have a limitation. Material personality means he has a form. The form, so the form limits his vision, control, all these things. But Lord's body is not like that. A material body limits a person's control, limits a person's energy, all these things. But a spiritual body, Lord has spiritual body, Sachidananda Vigraha, so that is not like that. Okay. So this contradiction, Lord walks and Lord does not walk, is one of the explanations by inconceivable energy. It is like that. Of course, Baldev Vibhushan also says that Lord does not move away from his dharma. Means Lord never walks away from his dharma of protecting his devotees. Though Lord sometimes apparently does not appear to be always present in devotees' life, but he always protects his devotees either directly or indirectly. So that is one way to explain it. Okay, the next is Tad Dure and Tad Vantike. That Lord is far away and Lord is also near. So that Prabhupada is answering them. Okay, Prabhupada, you can read.
We should not take it for granted that because we cannot see God with our eyes, the Lord has no personal existence. Sri Ishopanishad refutes this argument by declaring that Lord is far away, but very near also. The abode of the Lord is beyond the material sky, and we have no means to measure even this material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it? That the spiritual sky is situated far, far away from the material universe is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 15.6. But despite the Lord's being so far away, he can at once, within less than a second, descend before us with a speed swifter than that of the mind or the wind. He can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. This has already been described in the previous verse.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, material universe only normally scientists know many galaxies, many many galaxies which are no millions, no hundreds of light years away, thousands of light years away. So this is just about the material universe and material sky. So the spiritual sky is far beyond and far bigger than the material sky. So Lord is really, really far away in that sense. So this is being explained. So this paragraph is basically explained how Lord is really, really far away, being situated in the spiritual world. But Prabhupada is saying here he can at once, within less than a second, descend before us with a speed swifter than of the mind. Yeah? So we can maybe take 2 minutes and think of some pastimes from Shastra where Lord instantly reciprocated with devotees' desires or prayers, etc. Just
Also,
uh,
Prabhuji,
Yes, yes. Just wait for some
Gajendra
time.
Mokshi?
Yeah, you can. What you want to answer the question? You can wait for 1-2
Yeah,
minutes.
sure, sure.
Okay. Okay, Ravi Roshan Prabhu, you want to tell?
Yes,
We couldn't hear it, Prabhuji.
Gajendra Draupadi.
Okay, Gajendra and Draupadi. Okay. Uh, okay. Who else is there? Okay. Yashraj Prabhu. Sorry, your voice is breaking. Yeah, you want you can type in chat. Maybe it's not clear. Okay, Amrita Mataji, you can tell.
Krishna Prabhu, Radha Raman deities, what to say, comes
Uh,
from Saligram.
okay, yeah, that is also result of prayer, but Lord is not personally appearing. He is appearing as a deity. Of course, that is that is going to come in the second, but fine, that is also fine.
Then Prabhuji, Draupadi playing in Vastraharan.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and when Durvasha Muni come in one to
Yeah.
take
Yes,
food.
yes. Very good. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Sanatan Goswami and Lord appears in front of him when he offers his that roti, like namkeen roti. Then Lord says you should have put some ghee in that, means some salt in that. So
Yeah.
he says to, if I'll add today, you're asking for the salt, then next time you'll ask for the ghee, then therefrom I can
Yes. That's an appropriate pastime, but no, there it's not like that the deity is talking to the devotee. That's not like there is no one present when the Lord has come himself personally. So that example we are going to discuss in the next thing, but thank you. Okay. Okay, Sharnagati Mataji, you want to say something?
Prabhuji, Krishna listens to the Nagpatni's prayers in the Kaliya story.
He is, but he's personally there, na? Because of prayers, he has to appear. That is what we are discussing.
Then the Dhruv story, Dhruv Maharaj.
Yes. Okay, he is meditating, and when he is become successful, Lord appears. Okay, thank you.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Hmm.
Prahlad Maharaj case.
Okay, somebody is saying who is. Okay, Vasudha Mataji, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ah,
In
yes, ma'am.
Chaitanya Charitamrita,
Hmm.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals Murari Gupta in the form of Lord Ram.
Okay. Yes, yes. So in Mahaprakash Leela, one by one, he reveals it. That's okay. Good. That is also good. But that time also he is present already. He just changes his form. But fine. Okay, I think we
Prabhuji,
will.
Prabhuji,
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji. Narsimha Avatar, Prabhuji.
Narsimha Avatar. Yeah, that is also good. Though Prahlad Maharaj did not specifically pray for it, but to to
To
fulfill
satisfy,
the yeah
yes, yes.
to make what Prahlad Maharaj said, he comes. Very good. Thank you.
Same Prabhuji, Ambarish Prabhu, Ambarish Maharaj.
Yes, yes, that is also correct. When Durvas Muni releases the demon and all, very good. That is correct. Yes. So tad dure tad vantike. So the Lord is far away situated in the spiritual world. When devotees pray for him or to protect his devotees, he can come immediately. Yes, Shrikant Prabhu, you want to add something?
Even Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of Uttara and he appeared.
Yeah, that is also correct. When Uttara sincerely prays for protecting Parikshit, Krishna appears and delivers. That's good. Thank you. Okay. Prabhu, you can read from this paragraph.
Yet when the personality of Godhead comes before us, we neglect him. Such foolish intelligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad
Foolish
Gita.
negligence. Foolish negligence.
Sorry. Yeah. Such foolish negligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, where he says that the foolish deride him, considering him a mortal being. He is not a mortal being, nor does he come before us with a body produced of material nature. There are many so called scholars who contend that the Lord descends in the body made of matter just like an ordinary living being. Not knowing his inconceivable power, such foolish men place the Lord on the equal level with ordinary men. Because he is full of inconceivable potencies, God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. Non believers argue either that the Lord cannot incarnate himself at all, or that if he does, he descends in a form of material energy. These arguments are nullified if we accept the existence of the Lord's inconceivable potencies. Then we will understand that even if the Lord appears before us in the form of material energy, it is quite possible for him to convert this energy into spiritual energy, since the source of the energies is one and the same, and the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. For example, the Lord can appear in the form of Archa Vigraha, the deity supposedly made of earth, stone, or wood. Deity forms, although engraved from wood, stone, or other matter, are not idols, as the iconoclast
Iconoclast.
contend.
Thank you. Okay. So here Prabhupada is saying that how Lord So Lord, even though when he comes near to us, so when he comes like for answering devotees' prayers, he comes in his spiritual body. He comes as a spiritual body only. Hmm. When Lord descends to this earth, it's not like he becomes a mortal being. Like analogy Prabhupada gives, like even when a governor comes into jail, it's not like he becomes a prisoner. Okay? The same thing. So Lord, he can even come in the form of matter. So that is possible for the Lord. But Prabhupada is saying that some non-believers argue that either the Lord cannot incarnate himself at all, or that if he does, he descends in form of material energy. So here he is talking about Christians and Muslims. So Christianity, from Christianity only this word incarnate comes. Carnate means flesh, in flesh. Carnivorous animals, carnivores. So that means flesh. So Lord descending in form in flesh. But Christians, they don't accept that Lord can descend in form of matter, in for like deity worship. They don't accept deity worship, but they accept that there can be incarnation of Lord. Jesus as an incarnation of Lord, and they may say Jesus again will come at Judgment Day, something like that. They have some philosophy. And Islam says Lord cannot disincarnate himself. So no matter, Lord cannot come in form of matter, or Lord cannot come in form of flesh. The Lord is spiritual. So that's why they don't have any image of God also. Because in matter you should not, with matter you should not depict God. That's why you see there is no, if you go to mosque or something, there is only that tomb of Muhammad, but no, nothing, no image, nothing. So, and that's why both Islam and Christianity, they don't accept deity worship. They're against deity worship. That's why, of course, in India, mainly somebody may be preaching to Sanatan Dharma, those who are already in Sanatan Dharma. But especially in West and all, one should be sensitive. One should not impose deity worship on them or on those who are coming, new people. Or one should not make that as a compulsion. Unless you accept deity worship, you really don't have faith or something. They focus there on Bhagavad Gita philosophy, Kirtan, some other things, maybe Japa, etc. Yeah. When it comes to Advaitavadis, Mayavadis, like they see that deity as an illusion. They don't accept deity as God, and they see deity as a temporary means to focus on Brahman. But what about Gaudiya Vaishnavas? Gaudiya Vaishnavas say Lord will not incarnate on flesh. Lord comes as he is in his spiritual form. So we don't accept that Lord can come in flesh, but we accept Lord can come as matter, because Lord has that inconceivable energy as in form of Acha Vigraha. So we don't call idols, we don't call it as idols, we call it as deities or Acha Vigraha. That is the right term. So, and Acha Vigraha means we don't accept that Lord can any matter as Lord. There are some specific matter, means there are specific items through which deities can be made, and there are some specific procedures on how to invite Lord into that form. And those forms are also there in the scriptures. Okay, so now, bro, you have some question?
Yes, Prabhuji, this concept of like discussion on the deity's form is explaining which part, like within everything and outside everything, both, or
No, that is coming later. This is Tadure Tadvantike. So Lord can be near us by coming in form of deity. That is being discussed.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now you can take around 2 to 3 minutes and you can come up with some pastimes of deities. Huh? See, the pastime should be between the deity and the devotee, not the avatar. When Krishna coming to this world, or some avatar of Krishna interacting with the devotee, or Krishna appearing in front of a devotee, not those. You want especially the pastimes of deities reciprocating with the love of the devotees. You can think some around 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and we will discuss. Okay, Ravi Roshan Prabhu.
Yes, bro. Sachi Gopal, bro, and
Yeah.
Kirchwar Gopinath.
Kirchor Gopinath. Yeah, good. Yes.
There was a
Okay.
small The small boy named Raghunath is son of some devotee. Then he used to offer the food
Yes,
to
yes,
the Lord,
yes,
and
yes,
the Lord
yes,
used to come and eat it.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it is deity only. Yes, correct.
Deity only.
Thank you. Yeah, and the father used to watch the offering from behind. Thank you. Uh, okay. Sharanagati Mataji.
Prabhuji Pundalik and Lord Vithal.
Yes, yes, yes. Good. Thank you. Okay, and Amrita Mataji.
Prabhuji Kamabai and Jagannath, Lord
Acha,
Jagannath.
acha. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Yashraj Bro.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, bro.
Yeah, Prabhuji, my voice is clear.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So the deity, the name the Prabhuji mentioned, what is eating the kheer is Alanath actually.
Alarnath is a different pastime. This is a different.
Okay.
He's son of Mukunda. Raghunath,
Okay.
Raghunath is the son of Mukunda.
And my answer is once there is one story of Lord Ramanuja when Ramanuja approached one person to see the Lord's eye, and Lord Ranganath opened his eye, and that devotee was, I think, Dhanurdhar Das, maybe
Yeah,
something like
Dhanurdas,
that.
Dhanurdas. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Then Lord manifests his real eyes. Real eyes means
Yeah.
he shows that real eyes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
one more pastime when Kanchipurna, I think he talked with the Kanchipuram, the name
Varadraj,
of the deity.
Varadraj, Varadraj.
Varadraj, yes, Varadraji.
Yeah, yeah. Ramanujacharya asked, wanted some answer to some questions. So then Kanchipurna asked on his behalf. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
Which is Sanatan Goswami and Madan Gopal DT.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, thank you. So, Tat Dure Tat Vantike. So Lord himself, no, he comes as deity form and he can reciprocate. And now also there are some pastimes of Narasimhadev in Mayapur and Jagannath of Rajapur. Now also they are there. Means in recent past also there are pastimes. And as one as worships the deities year after year sincerely and in a dedicated way, one at least we can feel that our attraction towards the deity and our faith in those deities. No? We naturally want to pray, express our difficulties, and that happens. So that we can even some normal devotees also can observe in their own lives.
Ayendra Prabhu and his deities, and his own name Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and his deities.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Prabhu.
Okay. Yes, Amrita Mataji, you want to say something?
Bhubaneswar Iskon Temple Gaur Nitai. It
Achha.
is part of Loknath Maharaj Padayatra deities.
Okay.
And Bell was dead, and Loknath Maharaj put it there. कि आप इसका care, you take care of my deities. I will go and arrange one bell, and I will. When he came and he prayed to Ornitai, please come with us. But he didn't came, and he after many trying many prayers, deities told, I don't want to go here.
Achha. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu, can you read from here in our present state?
Yes. In our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot see the Supreme Lord due to the imperfect vision. Yet, those devotees who want to see him by the means of material vision are favored by the Lord, who appears in the so called material form to accept his devotees' service. One should not think that such devotees who are in the lowest stage of devotional service are worshipping an idol. They are factually worshipping the Lord, who has agreed to appear before them in an appropriate way. Nor is the archa form fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. This form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord says that how he treats his devotees depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone and everyone, but to show himself only to those souls who surrender unto him. Thus, for the surrendered soul, he is always within reach, whereas for the unsurrendered soul, he is far, far away and cannot be approached.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is also explaining in this in a different way that for the surrendered devotee, Lord is always near and reciprocates with him whenever there is a need. And for the unsurrendered soul, Lord is always far away. This is one way, and another is though Lord is situated in the spiritual world, he can come near in form of deity. This is another way. Yes, bro. We can continue in this connection.
Yeah, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. In this connection, two words the revealed scriptures often apply to the Lord, Saguna with qualities and Nirguna without qualities, are very important. The word Saguna does not imply that when the Lord appears within perceivable qualities, he must take on a material form and be subject to the laws of material nature. For him, there is no difference between the material and spiritual energies because he is the source of all energies. As the controller of the energies, he cannot at any time be under the influence as we are. The material energy works according to his direction. Therefore, he can use that energy for his purposes without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. In this sense, he is nirguna, without qualities. Nor does the Lord become a formless entity at any time. For ultimately, he is the eternal form, the primeval Lord. His imperfect, his impersonal aspect or Brahman effulgence is but the glow of his personal rays, just as the sun rays are the glow of the sun god.
Okay, just a minute. So Saguna means what? With spiritual qualities and not with material qualities. And Nirguna means without material qualities. So that is the meaning. Not the other way. Without material qualities, not like without any qualities. So Lord has spiritual qualities. So that is the meaning. Yes.
When the child saint Prahlad Maharaj was in the presence of his atheist father, his father asked him, "Where is your God?" When Prahlad replied that God resides everywhere, the father angrily asked whether his was within one of the pillars of the palace, and the child said yes. At once, the atheist king shattered the pillar in front of him to pieces, and the Lord instantly appeared as Narsimha, the half man, half lion incarnation, and killed the atheist king. Thus, the Lord is within everything, and he creates everything by his different energies. Through his inconceivable powers, he can appear at any place in order to favor his sincere devotee. Lord Narsimha appeared from within the pillar, not by order of the atheist king, but by the wish of his devotee Prahlad. An atheist cannot order the Lord to appear, but the Lord will appear anywhere and everywhere to show mercy to his devotee. The Bhagavad Gita 4.8 similarly states that the Lord appears in order to vanquish non believers and protect believers. Of course, the Lord has sufficient energies and agents who can vanquish the atheist, but it pleases him to personally favor a devotee. Therefore, he descends as an incarnation. Actually, he descends only to favor his devotees and not for any other purpose.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so till now, Prabhupada has answered this thing about Taddur and Tadvantike. Yeah, Prabhupada elaborately explained the story of Prahlad Maharaj, yeah, which one of you shared. Yeah, so as Dure, Lord is far because Lord is in the spiritual world, but he's Antike, means he can appear also, but that is a rare case, but he can definitely come as deity and reciprocate with devotees. Okay. Now, Prabhupada is going to explain the last one that Lord is outside of everything, but still Lord is also inside of everything. Prabhu, you can read in the Brahma Samhita.
In the Brahma Samhita 5.35, it is said that Govinda, the primary Lord, enters everything by his plenary portion. He enters the universe as well as all the atoms of the universe. He is outside in his Virat form and he is within everything as Antaryami. As Antaryami, he witnesses everything that is going on and he awards us the results of our action as Karma Phala. We ourselves may forget what we have done in the previous lives, but because the Lord witnesses our actions, the result of our actions are always there and we have to undergo the reactions nonetheless.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So as Paramatma, you must know what is Paramatma. So Lord is present in everyone, everything inside as Paramatma. So this verse also Brahma Samhita. Ekopyasau rachayitum jagadanda kotim yakshaktirasti jagadanda chayaya danta andantarastha paramana chayantarastam govindamadi purusham
Tamam
bhajami.
bhajami.
So this andantarastha paramanu chayantarastam is within all the universes and within everything in the universe. So within all the universes, he is present in the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and within every Paramanu, he is present as the Shirodakshai Vishnu. So that way, Lord is present in everywhere. Means Lord is inside of everything, and the Lord is also outside of everything as Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu Lord is outside of all the universes. So that way. Okay, I'll just read this last paragraph. The fact is that there is nothing but God within and without. Everything is a manifestation of his different energies, like the heat and light emanating from a fire. And this way there is oneness among his diverse energies. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel elements. Yeah, so to conclude, so there are three contradictions described here. Tadejati tannaijati means he walks, but he does not walk also. So it is mostly the explanation is by his invincible energy. Though he walks means though he performs pastimes, he always stays in the spiritual world. That also can be told. And Baldev Debushan says that Lord never walks away from the path of dharma of protecting his devotees. And Taddure Tadvantike. So which Taddure means Lord is always in the spiritual world, very far, very far. But Lord Antike means for advanced devotees' prayers, Lord, and to protect them, Lord can appear immediately anywhere, and Lord appears as Achavit. Then the third is Tadantarasya Sarvasya means he is inside everything, but Taddu Sarvasya Bahita means he is outside of everything. So as outside of everything, he is in form of Mahavishnu, Krishna, and all. But he inside of everything, he's inside of the universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and he's inside of everything in the universe, all atoms, everything, as Shirodaksha Vishnu, as Paramatma. Okay, so any questions on this? Yes, Prabhu, Sharat Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. In the description, you mentioned the meaning of word incarnation as incarnate is flesh. But and we say that Lord never appears in flesh; he appears in his transcendental body.
Yeah,
But
so
we do use the word incarnation.
yeah, so that is the problem with English language. English language doesn't have a word which says no that doesn't have an appropriate word. So we are using it with that meaning. So we use it as incarnation. So as far as possible, you can use the word avatar. Yes. That's why we instead uses the word Lord descends. The descent of the Lord, like that also we use, no? So that is a better way instead of using the word incarnate, as far as we can avoid them. But sometimes to explain to new people and all, we can use it. But also we clarify, so that way. Okay, Soni Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question on deity worship.
Yeah.
So we sometimes have this affection or affinity for a particular deity, and at that time we have tears and all. But with other deities we don't feel that way. I mean, we respect, we understand the tattva, but that bhav is for specific deity. So sometimes it is considered as sentiment. So how we understand this? Because uh, we don't understand why tears come. We have no reasons. We don't understand. So how we take
Yeah.
this, and should this thing be discussed with anyone? That is the thing. Like,
Yeah, definitely you can
Because
express.
internally we seek things.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, means there can be some specific attraction for some particular deities, there is no problem. And yeah, if some emotions are coming, there is nothing wrong. See, sentiments are okay, but you should not become sentimental. Means you should not just carried away by emotions. You should also, now you can say, you cannot say that, okay, because I'm getting emotions only to this deity, I will not worship any deities, or all other deities are not of any importance to me. Not like that. But we should also act with the philosophy that, yeah, I don't know why I'm having these emotions, but you can, with that emotions, you can increase your service to those deities and all. That's good. But you should also understand philosophically that all other deities are also, uh, Krishna is only there, but Krishna is in another form. And whenever you come across them, you can pray to them and you can also do some service to them. So that way. And yeah, definitely you can express to some senior devotees who know you and who can understand you. You can express and take some what they want, what is their feedback, etc.
Oh.
Does it help?
No, mostly it is said that it is sentiment, but we also don't know why it happened. That's
That's
why it's
okay.
always a question.
I would say, see, there is nothing wrong to have some sentiments, but
Yeah.
if our whole devotional service is based on such sentiments, then it becomes problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like I'm trying to say, if some devotee is saying this thing to us, should we explain that we are aware of the tattva? I mean,
Okay,
we are
okay, that
reading
way.
it, we understand it, but are we in a position to defend it, or we should just ignore that thing? That is my main.
No. See, if a particular, see,
You
if
have to
a,
explain it to anybody.
yeah, I understand your question. See, if a particular devotee means, if he is a devotee for no good amount of time, he has understanding, he has also appreciation for chanting and all, and he has some sentiments to a particular deity, then no problem.
Yes.
And if that sentiments are helping him to increase his service to the deity, etc., or even if it is a particular dham, in some particular dham, a particular deity, he visits the dham regularly or he gives donation to the deity service, that is also fine. So that is fine, no problem. But if he just carried away by sentiments only, then it is a problem. But if it is a mature devotee after no 10 years and all, then no problem. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, now we will start the next verse. See as much you can cover. So the next verse, it talks about the types of devotees and the type of the Uttamadhikari especially. Okay. Yastu sarvani bhutani. Can repeat.
Yasya sarvani bhutani
Atmanyevanu pashyati.
आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति
Sarvabhuteshu chatmanam.
सर्वभूतेषु
sarvabhuteshu
चात्मानं
chaitanam
Tato na vijugupsate.
ततो न विजुगुप्सते.
The translation goes, he who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his parts and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being. Prabhu, yes, you can read the first paragraph.
This is a description of a Mahabhagavata, the great personality who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord's presence is realized in three stages. The Kanishta Adhikari is in the lowest stage of realization. He goes to a place of worship, such as a temple, church, or mosque, according to his religious faith, and worships there according to scriptural injunctions. Devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and nowhere else. They cannot ascertain who is in what position in devotional service, nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves, considering one type of devotion better than another. These Kanishta Adhikaris are actually materialistic devotees who are simply trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane.
Okay, thank you. So, As Prabhupada told, they are generally materialistic devotees. They will have a very materialistic or a superficial external approach to devotional service. Yeah, they follow routine formulas, which means for some it may be visiting temple once in Janmashtami, and they see if the line is too long, no, they will curse the temple management, which are devotees. Know that they don't know how to arrange things properly, and no, so like that they may complain, or it may be for some it may be visiting every Sunday or no some or every month, like that it may be there. And that is what is their devotion. They don't have understanding of philosophy, they don't have exact understanding of how Krishna is God or something. And they may pray also to the deities for some materialistic things and all. And in the same way they may be going to some other temples and all. Or somebody may be there who is regularly chanting and all, but they may not have very high good appreciation of devotees or hearing from devotees. Yeah, they may say, they may understand, okay, devotees are nice people, they give us nice prasad and all. And okay, when it comes to lecture and all, they may be more attracted to devotees who speak very charismatically with some good humor and no expression and all. They may not be very much interested in hearing from devotees who are very senior, proper disciples, and know who have been practicing Krishna consciousness from very long. So that is means they have a material, they have a external, very worldly approach to Krishna consciousness. They will be more happy to hear kirtans of young devotees who sing very sweetly or very popular on YouTube, rather than hearing kirtans from very advanced devotees who are very senior, proper disciples, etc. So this is an external approach. So and they are still, they may be also, they may also think watching TV is okay, going to movies is okay, and all these things. So they don't know also the philosophy also very properly. They may be also eating outside food, like that. Means they may not even know these things, that how it affects Krishna, how it is not favorable to Krishna consciousness. They may not have proper understanding of all this. Yes. Okay, we can read the second paragraph.
Yes, Prabhu. Those who have attained the second stage of realization are called Madhyamadhikaris. The devotees observe the distinctions between four categories of beings: the Supreme Lord, the devotees of the Lord, the innocent who have no knowledge of the Lord, and the atheists who have no faith in the Lord and hate those in devotional service. The Madhyamadhikaris behave differently towards these four classes of person. He adores the Lord, considering him the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the hearts of the innocent. And he avoids the atheist to deride the very name of the Lord, who
Okay.
deride the very name of the Lord.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the first thing is he adores the Lord. First is Madhyamadhikari means he has proper knowledge. In specific, he has proper sambandha gyan. So he knows who is God, who he is, and what is his relationship with Lord. So he knows these three things very properly. And he also knows what is this world and how this world is related to the Lord, and how it, so that also he knows. And he also knows what is the process to attain the Lord. So all these things he knows. So he adores the Lord means he worships the deity. He chants with faith. He knows what is the potency of the holy name. That holy name can give Krishna Prem. So what is Krishna Prem? So these all basic understanding he has. And then with that understanding he chants. It's not because somebody is forcing him or chanting is good, it can control it helps in mind control. It's not like that. So he adores the Lord, and then he makes the friends with those who are in devotional service. So he knows that only by devotees association he can get inspiration and motivation to do devotional service. And he needs the blessings of the devotees to get the blessings of the Lord. So with this consciousness, it does. Not like Kanishta Adhikari, because devotees are nice people. They can help me in my material life. They can help me in getting good job or getting good marriage, or no, not like that. He will not have that kind of approach prominently. That may be also there to some extent if he has such needs. But the major is that I need to serve devotees. I need to learn Krishna consciousness from the devotees, like that. That is his approach. Then he tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the hearts of the innocent. So to the extent one has Krishna consciousness, one will also wants to share that with the world, or as a service to the acharyas. Also, he may help assist in the preaching mission and all, etc. And then he avoids the atheists. See, avoiding the atheists again doesn't mean he hates the atheists. He understands that atheists cannot are not in a position to appreciate or receive Krishna consciousness from him. So it's better that he keeps distance from them. Otherwise, if he goes to them, then they may further offend the Lord and Lord's devotees. So that's why he keeps distance away from them as a service to them. It's not like he hates the atheists. It's not like he relishes calling the atheists as fools, rascals, and all. Not like that. Now, Prabhupada may call because Prabhupada is calling out of compassion and concern, but one should not imitate immaturely. Okay, so yes, Prabhu, you can read the third paragraph.
Above the Madhyam Adhikari is the Uttam Adhikari, who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee does not discriminate between an atheist and a theist, but sees everyone as a part and parcel of God. He knows that there is no essential difference between a vastly learned Brahmana and a dog in the street, because both of them are part and parcel of the Lord, although they are encaged in different bodies on account of the different qualities of their activities in their previous lives. He sees that the Brahmana he sees that the Brahmana particle of the Supreme Lord has not misused his little independence given him by the Lord, and that the dog particle has misused his independence and is therefore being punished by the laws of the nature by being encaged in the form of a dog. Not considering the respective actions of the Brahmana and the dog, the Uttamadhikari tries to do good to both. Such a learned devotee is not misled by material bodies but is attracted by the spiritual spark within them.
Okay, thank you. So the Uttamadhikari is above Madhyamadhikari and he sees everything in a spiritual way. So Prabhupada is, power has gone, but yeah. So he sees that both are spiritual beings and both are part and parcel of Krishna. And he sees how they can bring them closer to Krishna. So if he is a well-learned Brahmana and all, he may have some discussion with him, or he may give some book to him, or whatever. And if it is a dog, he means he doesn't discriminate externally that Brahmana is very pure, clean, dog is unclean and all. But his focus is dog is also far away from Krishna, so he may offer the dog prasad. But definitely he may maintain distance from the dog and tries to help. But with the Brahmana, he may become more closer, etc. So that is also there. But there is prominent thing is of the spiritual focus. So that is there. And even the atheists also, the Uttamadhikari may help. He has the ability to help. So even he tries to help even them. Okay, so we discussed about these three types of devotees: Kanishthadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. These things, of course, you will also learn in NOD, Nectar of Devotion also. Okay, we will tomorrow continue from this. Try to finish the other two verses if possible. Okay, any questions on what we discussed today? Anything? Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I have a question regarding these answers which we are supposed to write for exam. So where it is mentioned that list the names. So only names are expected, or we have to write one line explanation for that?
What list the names of? Can you read the
For
full
example,
question?
what are the 4 defects of human
What are the
material
4
nature? So
defects? It
yes,
depends upon the
so only
marks.
defects. It
Yeah,
says
see,
list and it gives 4
yeah,
marks. No, 2 marks.
2 marks. 2 marks. Yeah, if it is a short answer question, then yeah, you only need to write the defects. Names are sufficient.
Only names.
If it is a long answer
Okay.
question and has many marks, then you have to also explain the defects.
Okay. So even for 1 mark, if it is said name it, so only name will be sufficient.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay, so yeah, if you want, you can also refer these notes, but main you also have to use the handbook. The handbook of BBRV, I will also share that link in the WhatsApp group description. You also have got it, but in case, don't use the Mayapur handbook. So you have to also prepare the CB question answers. You have to make answers and can prepare them. And also you have to read the book, Ishopanishad book. From purports also some questions will be asked. Okay, so we stop here and tomorrow we'll continue from this. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.